We're back with another episode today. Yes, you read the title right. Start flipping houses today. No money needed. When I first started, I didn't believe it either. I was like, what? I always believed that you needed a lot of money to get started in real estate. Buying houses is so expensive. I could never do that. Man, I would love to do that one day, but I could never do that. I just don't have the capital for it. But through a little research, a lot of studying, and more massive action, I put those thoughts into reality. I turned those thoughts into reality, and I put my foot on the gas, and I'm not letting anything hinder me. Like, I'm not letting what I don't have stop me. I'm just getting started. I had to get started, I should say. And I'm just pretty much telling you my mindset of how I was thinking when I got started and how I'm thinking now. So I did a lot of research. I watched other channels and just basically just did my research and found out who I needed to contact to take myself to the next level. And I reached out to those people and I got the information that I needed, and I applied it. Simple as that. Now, if you want to get started into wholesaling houses virtually or just wholesaling, I suggest that you start wholesaling before you move on to virtual. I think virtual is the next step. I think you should get your feet wet in wholesaling first and just get the concept of it, and then you can branch on. But there's people that don't start that way. They just come in and virtually or remote wholesale, and it works. You know what I'm saying? So I can't tell you that it won't work for you. I just know what worked for me. I thought that it would be better for me to, actually do everything I needed to do. Drive for dollars, find a house, get it under contract, find a cash buyer, and then close on it. So until I went through that process, I was like, I'm not going to try to do it in another market or even do it just over the phone yet. I want to get out there and see what I need to look for and what I need to know. And it gave me the knowledge to what to look for when I'm in the properties, and just, and what to talk to, what to say to the seller or what to say to the cash buyer, or what type of paperwork I need, like the purchase and sale agreement or the assignment contract or earnest money, things like that. These are terms you're going to need to know, but you will learn automatically just by being in the business, because you're going to hear these things every day. So, trust me, I didn't have any knowledge at all about this, you know what I'm saying? But now I do, and it's just because I've been doing it and I've been in the game, you know what I'm saying, exercising this, executing strategies. But you can't get started. All you need, for real, is a will. I think that you have to be serious about it. Some people close their first deals within 7 days. Some people take a month. Some people take 6 months. I done heard people say they take a year. But once they crack that first deal, it gives you the momentum to keep going. It just does something to you, and you are now a believer in yourself. You know that what you just did, you can duplicate and do it over. And then I think you begin to see a new life for yourself. You like, man, I got confidence in this. I can do this. This is real. Everything that I believed in the past is not true. I don't need a lot of money to do this. And you can slowly build your capital that way. And that will open up doors for everything else. If you want to flip houses in the future, rehab a couple properties and flip them yourself. Sky's the limit on what you can do. But more importantly, for me, what it was about was financial freedom. I wanted to be free, and some people quit their job and go into it. But me, I had a 9 to 5. I had a 9 to 5, and I worked hard. You see what I'm saying? I worked about 60 hours a week. And what I did was, when I got into the real estate to wholesaling, I decided to just work part-time both ways. Part-time for the job and part-time in wholesaling, because Wholesaling at that point wasn't paying the bills, so I needed to still be able to pay the bills. But I just had to commit myself to wholesaling too, because I always felt, and I got tired of hearing people say, if you can work hard for somebody else and make somebody else rich, then why won't you work that hard for yourself and make yourself rich? And it made so much sense to me. I was like, they're right. I'm working hard. I've been working hard all my life just to get to where I'm at, and I'm still not rich. You know what I'm saying? A wholesale deal is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not that. I do not want to give you that, but you can build capital fast or steady. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how hard you go. If you go hard, if you out there cold calling, which is, you'll learn about that. Cold calling and stuff like that, it'll give if you're doing what you got to do, doing your due diligence, it's going to pay off eventually. You just got to keep working your leads and keep making stuff happen. Now, to basically get into what we really want to know is, how do we get started? You can drive for dollars. All drive for dollars is get in your car, take a notebook, notepad, whatever you can, pen and paper, whatever. Drive to a neighborhood in any city, any state. Anybody can do this. Drive to your neighborhood. Shit, drive your neighborhood. Drive down the street that you ain't never been down. And what you want to look for is distressed houses, pretty much vacant houses, abandoned houses with tall grass, leaves in the driveway, leaves in the grass, you know what I'm saying, boarded up windows, roof half leaking and falling off, whatever you can, just distressed property. Any house on the block that needs some TLC, that looks like somebody might not live there, or somebody might not be taking care of the property right because all the other houses on the street look good. And, you want a good neighborhood, but you can wholesale in any neighborhood, So once you get to this house, make sure you write the address down first. And if you got $50, download the Deal Machine app. I promise you, it would be the best $50 you ever spent. That app is going to help you find deals so easy. And it's going to make everything else so easy for you too. I'm going to do another video on the Deal Machine app, getting into it to let y'all know exactly how to use it and how it works. But for now, the Deal Machine app is a must need. Now, you got the address. If you downloaded the app, you can punch that address in the app and it'll immediately bring up the owner's information, like the address, emails, phone numbers, and you can contact the owner there on the spot. Or you can take a picture with your smartphone. It will load this picture into the smartphone, and it will post it on a postcard with a message on the other side from you, letting the owner know that you're at his property and you would like to buy it, and contact you if he or she want to sell. And that's pretty much what it says. You can customize the message to say what you want it to say, but it's already a preloaded template in the app that pretty much already got you covered. And it's several of them, so they're pretty good. So anyways, you send the owner, in the app, there's a button you can hit, and it will send the owner the postcard with the property on the front and the message on the back, and that will be in the mail. Then you can call the owner right there and try to get in touch with them if that's what you want to do. I suggest you do both. Now, if you don't have $50, you say, well, Marcus, you did say no money needed. I got you. Just stay tuned. So what you do is write the address down and you go back home. There is websites online that you can look up. It's your local county records, tax records, and stuff like that. You can look up and you can get this information from the owner. If you don't have internet access or you can't get online, go down to the courthouse. Go down to the courthouse. They have all the records you need. You can go down there and you can pull public records. These are public records. You can go down there and get the owner's information, and then you can call them or email them or whatever you want to do. So, and that costs you nothing. So go down there to the courthouse and pull public records of the owners. And after you do that, whether you use the Deal Machine app, and call the owner and locate them. Once you get a call back from these people, you want to get the information on the property. The rooms, beds, repairs, seller's motivation. You want to find out how much they're hoping to get after everything is done. How much they want to walk away with in their pocket. You need that number, because when you go on after you get that number and you set your appointment, when you go to the appointment, you're going to take pictures of the house and video of the house so you can send to your cash buyer. But when you get to the house, to the appointment, and after you take your pictures and video, you want to make the seller an offer. Now, keep in mind the number that they said. And before you come to the appointment, you should have already did your due diligence and got your numbers together. And I'll talk about that in another video, how you come up with your numbers. But you get your numbers together so you can be prepared to make your offer when you get there. So when you get there, you get your video, you talk to the seller, you make your offer, you lock it up under contract, and then now the next step is to find your cash buyer. Stay tuned for that. I will show you how to find a cash buyer, and I will tell you exactly how I did it.